What's going on, guys? Welcome to Drop and Give Me 50, the series where I drop everything and camp a specific boss for at least 50 kills in the hopes of making that big money. And what better first episode than a brand new boss? Today we're headed over to the Dark Frost to take on the Hueycoatl. Also, to add a little more fun to it, I'm going to be giving one lucky viewer up to 5 million GP. All you gotta do is stick around for details. Now let's get to it. So, to give a quick rundown, I'll be killing the boss in increments of 50 up to 500. Each of these 50 kills will be referred to as phases, affectionately named phases 1 through 10. If I get to the end of a phase without receiving one of the big drops, the viewer reward goes up by 500,000 GP, and if I'm dry once I reach 500 KC, then I'll be giving one lucky viewer 5 million GP. And your only requirement? To leave a comment down below and answer me one question. What's your favorite thing to do in Old School Runescape? The best answer will win the jackpot. Also, be sure to include your RSN. Now let's get to bossing. Now let's take a look at the setup I'll be using and the strategy I'll be following. I'll be doing mass Huey, with much less of a drop chance, but super short kill times, so it's kind of worth how effortless it can be. As for my equipment, I'm using a blend of higher level and mid-level melee gear, the Dragon Hunter Lance, Dragon Defender, Bandos, Nezzy Face Guard, Barrow's Glove, Dragon Boots, Fury, Berserker Ring Imbued, and finally my wimpy little mythical cape, but that's a topic for another video. If you plan to take on the Huey with less gear though, you should get along just fine with a fighter torso, obsidian legs, a Nezzy helm, and dual Hueycoatls since it's weak to crush. Anything with a good strength bonus will only benefit you here. It's just about dealing as much damage as possible to 1. Ensure you get kill credit in a mass world, and 2. Complete more kills per hour. As for my inventory, I try to keep it very simple to save GP and to maximize trips without banking. I bring 3 to 4 prayer potions depending on how I'm feeling, 1 stamina potion, 1 super combat potion, and then I fill the rest of my inventory with karambwans, pyrefox, or even sharks. I prefer karambwans, but you can use whatever your heart desires for food. You can also use thralls, but I find the extra step to be a nuisance and end up forgetting it half the time since kills only last a minute or so with or without it. Plus it's an extra cost since you won't be making too much at Huey unless you're lucky, and it takes away 2 pieces of food that could go toward another kill or 2. So all in all, I just don't think you're winning if you're using thralls. My goal with this series is just to keep learning and killing as many bosses as possible, while leveling and racking up GP of course. I'm mostly dry at everything except for Zulrah, and I'm hoping I get my first pet in one of these future episodes. I'm also planning on leveling Slayer, so maybe I'll include my journey through that headache as well. I've always wanted to try Kraken, Cerberus, Hydra, and now a Raxor, so we'll see how that goes. I appreciate the fact that they've been adding so much mid-game content, since it gives me a lot to explore and new skills to work with. As someone who had never really delved into harder content than Vorkath and the occasional Zulrah binge, things like Scurious, Moon's Apparel, and Huey have given me a chance to explore some mechanics that I haven't had the courage to practice at full speed. I've even tried my hand at a couple of solo raids, which I'm pumped to include somewhere in the series. I also want to increase the GP reward amount as I grow my account, so that's definitely something to look forward to. That's enough about me though, you're here for Huey, so let's see where we're at. So, I started at 112 KC, I'm now 150 kills in, and have received nothing but a couple of pages and some of the new seed drop, which means I already at least owe you guys 1.5 million GP. I forgot to take a screenshot because Loot Tracker can be slow and I don't always pay attention to it, but 160 kills at Huey made me just over 1.3 million GP, which really isn't great, but let's keep going and see if there's a light at the end of this mind-numbing tunnel. I feel like they tried hard with this update just for it to fall short. Like, Huey's a cool boss with some alright drops, like the pet is cool, the wand and tome are fun ideas, but it really lacks the substance and grind motivation like mid-level bosses we've seen in the past, namely Vorkath, Zulrah, God Wars, and other simple with a learning curve bosses that we've come to cherish and appreciate as the foundation of Old School Runescape bossing. The problem I think for most people is, it's hard to tell what direction they were going with this boss. I've seen a lot of people compare it to Scurious, but to me it feels like baby's first necks, and regardless of the drops, as always, part of me feels like I must keep killing this thing with the hopes that it rewards me, even in masses, when I know it's not going to reward me. All I know is, the next episode is going to be much more profitable than this one. To put it simply, the Dragon Hunter wand is the shining mistake here. It's pretty useless and feels like a filler drop, which doesn't bode well for the future of Huey. They actually announced the drop rates while I was making this video, and I just had to bring up this post I saw. Someone mentioned on Reddit that it's less of a grind to get full crystal armor with a Bofa than it is to get full Huey hide armor. I'm neither going to verify or question the math, but I do believe it since it's working out to something like a 150-hour grind plus, just in solos and trios too, not masses. I just saw that last night and thought I'd share. Let that sink in while we're talking about 300 kills. We have crossed 300 kills and are over halfway there, thankfully. I can't say this grind hasn't been fun because the mass worlds keep me motivated and the kills move very quickly, but it sure has been tedious. It's just the same thing repeatedly, over and over, non-stop, without end, no drops in my name, ever. But shout out to this guy Omicron who showed a bunch of us the pathing to avoid the wave attack, and if you hit it just right every time, it can really save some food and extend your trips before banking. So that's the bright side. At least we have a cool ass community to grind through this shitty boss with. As we're getting to the end, I just want to thank all of you for being here and sticking around. I'm excited to keep making content again. It feels so good to be back, especially with some fresh ideas coming off the drawing board for the first time in over a year. I was feeling a little lost before, kind of stuck in my niche and not really motivated to keep putting out guides and such for Chivalry 2. I was really overthinking and telling myself that you guys wouldn't want to see this or that I wasn't good enough at editing, script writing, etc. But that's missing the whole point of what I started this YouTube channel for. To learn, to grow, and to share my adventures with the world. And my lucky ass already has 1,500 subscribers. I couldn't be happier with that, and again, I'm pumped to take this channel to new heights. So, let's get there together, starting with 500 kills on this worthless fucking dragon. Take it away, Huey. That's it. Finally, 500 kills at Huey done. Dead, gone, and buried. Not a single drop in my name, and I made just over 4 million GP in the 460 KC that the loot tracker tracked, which is probably about right. And this took me days. All my RuneScape time went to this grind. So all in all, are Huey masses worth it? Not at all. Are they fun for the first 250 kills? Kind of. Should you do this boss in small groups like Nightmare or Nex if you want longer kills but almost guaranteed drops? Then absolutely. I really enjoyed this Huey grind and respect, love, and cherish the direction the Jagex team is moving in recently, but god damn was this grind stressful and unrewarding. That seems to be the case for all of Varlamore Part 2 though. They say you can't make an omelet without fucking up balancing in RuneScape, so it's come to be expected. But my friends, I haven't forgotten about you all. I'll be giving away 5 million GP to one lucky viewer. All you need to do is leave a comment and tell me this. What's your favorite thing to do in Old School RuneScape and why? Best answer will win 5 million GP, and don't forget to include your RSN so I can get that to you. Alright everyone, that's it for me. Have a great day.